Have you ever woken up tired, even after sleeping for hours? Ever had the feeling that something inside you just isn't the same anymore? Maybe you noticed the change. Or maybe it was so slow, so silent, that it's only now starting to bother you. But what if this isn't just a phase? What if it's actually a sign that your masculine energy is being drained every single day without you even realizing it? Today, you're going to uncover the truth behind a problem that affects millions of men, yet almost no one has the courage to face. And at the end, a simple and disturbingly revealing test will show you whether you're one of the affected. But first, I need to tell you a story. There's a moment that almost no man can describe, but every man can feel. It doesn't happen in an instant. It creeps in slowly, quietly, like fog seeping under the door of your life. One day, you're full of energy, focused, hungry. You wake up early, hit the gym, tackle problems, chase goals. But then something changes. It starts with small things. You snooze your alarm, even though you never did before. You skip the gym once, then twice. You start feeling drained, even after 8 hours of sleep. Your motivation gone, your mind foggy, your body slower, softer, weaker. And you tell yourself, it's just stress. Or, I've been working too hard. Or worse, maybe I'm just getting older, but deep down, something doesn't feel right. What if I told you this isn't just aging? What if I told you there's something silently draining your masculine energy? Something inside your own body, and almost no one is talking about it. There's something inside your body that you never see. You never feel it, and you rarely notice, until it's already too late. It works like a secret system, an internal maze that shapes who you are, how you act, think, react, and even desire. We're talking about your vascular network, not just the heart, but the countless microstructures that transport the most precious elements within you: oxygen, nutrients, and testosterone. These channels are like highways where your masculinity travels. But over time, something strange begins to happen. These roads start to close, silently. It's not like a cut. It's not like a blow. It's more like a fine dust settling over time. Inflammatory microparticles, environmental toxins, processed foods, plastics, artificial hormones. All of this is inside you right now, and slowly, it's sabotaging you. Recent studies show that internal blockages reduce the circulation of sex hormones, affect brain function, and lower your focus, strength, and libido. You feel it has fatigue, but inside, it's much more serious. Your body is blocking you from being who you used to be. But why does no one talk about this? Because it's an inconvenient truth. Because admitting this would mean confronting the fact that the modern world, your lifestyle, your products, your food, your water, your air is all designed to sabotage your masculine energy. You live in a system that doesn't want strong men. It wants tired men, submissive men, distracted men, men who accept shallow answers like, it's just stress. You just need more sleep. Maybe you're burned out. But it's not just that. It's biological. It's structural. It's invisible. And with each passing day, this silent system keeps locking down from the inside out, keeping you from living a full, active, and powerful life. But there's one thing few people know. A revelation that can flip the game, and it's closer than you think. Most men will go their entire lives without realizing what's really happening to them. They'll get used to the tiredness, to the constant irritation, to the lack of focus, lack of desire, lack of direction. But what if there was a way to know the truth? A simple test you can do right now, silently, without saying a word to anyone. No labs, no needles, no expensive exams. A test that brutally and honestly reveals whether you still carry the raw strength that once drove you in your youth, or if it's already slipping away without you even noticing. Here it is. Close your eyes for a second. Take a deep breath. Now answer honestly without lying to yourself. When was the last time you woke up actually wanting to get out of bed? No laziness, no heaviness in your body, no need for coffee, your phone, or distractions. When was the last time you truly felt alive? If you had to think too hard to answer that, if you realized it's been months, maybe even years since you felt that way, then the test is positive. The decline has begun. And before you tell yourself this is all just psychological, know this. There's a direct connection between the loss of masculine vitality and internal circulation failure. Men with invisible blockages in their microvascular system, especially in the pelvic and core regions, can have up to 70% less active hormone production. In other words, you might have testosterone, but it's not circulating. It's not reaching where it needs to go. It's trapped. And when the body senses this, it goes into full energy-saving mode. It cuts your desire. It cuts your strength. It cuts your ambition. You become someone who merely exists, but doesn't truly live. This is the silent test, and it doesn't lie. But the most intriguing part is still to come. There is a way natural, forgotten, and almost forbidden to unlock this internal flow, and it's being kept from you. You won't find this in modern biology textbooks. They talk about hormones, about diet, about exercise, but they never talk about the internal flow of energy. And we're not talking about anything esoteric. This is a physical, tangible reality known for thousands of years by civilizations that never allowed their men to grow old from the inside. The ancient Chinese called it Kai, the Hindus prana, the Greeks pneuma, different names, but all pointing to the same truth. A man's vitality lives in the free flow within his body, and when that flow is blocked by poor diet, inactivity, toxins, and chronic stress, it begins to wither. Here's the darkest part of all. These blockages don't show up in traditional tests. You can go to the doctor, get a full checkup, look at your hormone levels, and the result will say, everything's normal, but inside, your vessels are clogged, your internal pathways are jammed, and the fuel of your masculinity is trapped. It wasn't until modern researchers began revisiting this ancient knowledge through the lens of today's science that a disturbing truth emerged. There are natural substances, hidden for centuries, that act as silent biological drain openers, compounds capable of unblocking those internal channels, restoring the lost flow, and with it, bringing back something you thought was long gone, your raw, authentic masculine energy. But why isn't this being shared? Why does no one talk about this in mainstream media? Simple. Tired men are easier to control, more submissive, more silent, more predictable, and a man who reclaims his inner power is dangerous. He gets that spark back in his eyes, strength in his voice, direction in his life. He no longer accepts a grey existence, and that is a threat to the system. But what they don't want you to know is exactly what you're about to discover now. For decades, this knowledge was buried, ignored, dismissed as superstition. But now, with the rise of bioscience, something unbelievable has happened. Independent researchers, far from the influence of major pharmaceutical labs, decided to revisit ancient texts. They cross-referenced ancient data with modern studies. They tested forgotten formulas. They isolated natural compounds. And that's when they found the key, a combination of natural ingredients that, together, form a true biological unlocker. It's not an artificial stimulant. It's not a synthetic hormone. It's something that works at the invisible roots of male fatigue, restoring internal flow, clearing the silent pathways of your power, bringing back the raw energy you didn't even realize you had lost. And the most surprising part, ordinary men of all ages, lifestyles, and professions started reporting the same effects. Energy returning first thing in the morning, raise a sharp mental clarity, a deep desire to move, to build, to conquer, an almost magnetic presence, and most of all, that ancient feeling of being truly alive inside. But be warned, this isn't something you'll see on TV. You won't hear it on the radio, and you definitely won't find it in the news, because this product isn't interesting to the system. It doesn't keep you dependent. It doesn't numb you. It doesn't neutralize you. On the contrary, it awakens you. And awakened men are dangerous. So if you feel like something's off, if you suspect this constant fatigue isn't normal, then maybe it's time to try this for yourself. Because in the end, it's not just about energy. It's about male freedom. And that freedom begins the moment you clear what's been blocking you from the inside. The rest, you'll feel in your skin,